Hey guys, welcome back to another video on GeorgeKing51, and today I just want to say Happy New Year everybody, because it is the new year, January 1st, 2022. And for today's New Year video, the first video in the new year, we are going to be doing it's kind of like a recreation or an add-on to a video that we did over a year ago. So a while ago, like over a year ago, back when I had about probably in the 30 subscribers or something, I made a video called 4th grade clubs, and that was literally over a year ago. But today we are going to be adding on to that, because maybe the 4th grade clubs, the club ceased to happen, but the stuff that happened in 4th grade and the, people, there's still more stories to tell about that. There's still one more story I can tell about an add-on to that is the rest of it. If you guys are OGs and you guys know about this, then that's great. If you guys know about this amazing video that I made, I think it was pretty cool. It was very fun to make. So if you guys know about that and you guys are true OGs, then thank you very much for watching that, and thank you for the support that you've given. You guys are OGs of the channel, because back when we were in the 30s of subscribers, that is a fourth of what we have now. We are at 124 subscribers, so thank you everybody for getting us there. But a little thing I wanted to talk about was the extension to the 4th grade clubs. As we may have remembered, the clubs names were, of course, we have the Steves, the Doras, the Joes, the Neutrals. But if you want to know all about that, you're gonna have to watch that video before you watch this video. So let's just get into talking about this whole ordeal. So, of course, Christopher, or Steve as he called himself, he was finished. The Steves didn't do anything anymore. The Doras, they were done, finished, everything. And, the clubs, we never did anything anymore. So, we just went outside, talked, ran around, did stuff during our recess time. But there was also a new thing, the robotics club, which not everybody from this story was in. I was in it with my, just because I thought it would be a pretty fun thing to do. And it was, it's a bunch of, there were games and stuff like that. But anyway, that was also, at the start of the robotics club, before they actually got started, you had a little time to play while they were kind of getting everything ready. So that was a little add-on, kind of like recess, and which some of the time in the story I'm going to tell you guys about was during this robotics time, not just during the recess time. So here's the way that this worked. Of course, Christopher, but I'm going to be calling him Steve in this video. Steve did not really do anything else. No more actions. Everything was done. The battles were finished. The ranks, everything, the clubs, they were gone. But one day, something different happened. For the first time in a month or so, Steve actually did something that had to do with, starting a new, I guess, project in the recess field. So here's the recess field. You have the giant pavilion where we ate lunch sometimes outside, and then you had a giant field with a track going around it. There's really tall pine trees, a bunch of pine needles, and some shadows and brush over. There's some shade, so that was a little area of the forest. And then there's another area, which we're going to be talking about mostly in this video, which was a little bridge. It was a very small bridge over a super tiny, what do you call it? A super tiny ditch, I guess. And that's what the bridge was. Shoot, what is that? Oh, shoot. It's like a wasp kind of thing out here, guys. Okay. Well, anyway, so this bridge was there, and it was very small. It was wooden. It was a little thing over. There was a slight curve on it because it was a bridge. And he claimed it, and he had like 2 companions with him. He claimed it with them. So they were both here. They basically inhabited this bridge for this recess. And for the first day that he claimed it, nothing really happened. And the second day, nothing really happened either. So the rest of us, me, Ian, Juan, Harrison, the people that had been doing that, if you guys know the other video, we were kind of wondering what is going on here. But we eventually did, realize, because he told everybody. He said that he was making a restaurant, and we were kind of wondering because it made no sense, and he called it the Ronald McDonald Restaurant. Christopher called himself Steve, but now with his restaurant, he's calling himself Ronald McDonald. So first, this kind of started out like a club, because if you guys remember, when he had the Steves, he would walk around chanting, "I am Steve," and he just was chanting that all around the track. But now he was saying something like, "We are the court, Ronald McDonald and Co." And he was just kept chanting that, drilling it, marching around. And it was a strange little thing that he was doing and I just didn't really, no one really understood. It was kind of strange, but it was kind of weird. We did go over there, realized it was a restaurant, and we decided, let's take an order. Let's see what they're selling at this restaurant. So we did that, but here's what they had. They had toenail products, things with toenails in them. Any food imaginable, but it's toenail. That is just gross. And naturally, we all had a sense of, this is starting something new, which isn't something very big. And it's just not going to be giant. We're not going to like it very much. So it was very strange. And no one really understood. So we did what we, did, and we wanted to capture that bridge, take it for ourselves, and start our own restaurant. But this was going to be a more practical restaurant. So it was going to be something better than what we had done before and what they had been doing. So the whole thing, and the way that we brought this up, what we basically did was we took our group, because we were way more. They together were like 3, Steve and his 2 companions, and we were a bigger group. We were more superior. We were stronger. We knew how to do more things than that. And we did. We tried. During robotics period, during recess, we tried to take over that bridge, but we just couldn't do it because, of course, you can't use actual force at school in the recess field. That's obviously not good. You're gonna get in trouble. And this is a harmless playing, is what you would call it. But you're still trying to be firm and take over something and make it really fun. So that was the entire, plan. That was the mindset that we were trying to have when trying to capture the thing. That was the mindset. So we tried taking it over, but we just couldn't do it because we didn't have the same standards. But here's the thing. This isn't real life. They don't live at that bridge. They're not constantly there in control. After you would eat, they would just go. They would go over to the bridge and take it, and, set up and make sure nobody takes it from them, because tensions were high. But I realized, and we realized, me and Juan, because we were doing a lot of this stuff with trying to capture it, and take it over. Ian was definitely behind the scenes also. He was with that too. And we realized if we're gonna try to take this bridge, we have to get there before them. It has to be a race. In lunch, it's not a race, but you do eat your lunch, and when you're finished with your lunch, you go into recess. That was what you could do. Once you were finished with all your lunch and your lunchbox was empty, you could go out to lunch. They had one fatal flaw though. Steve was the last person to finish his lunch, meaning he was the last person to go out to the recess field, which meant that he wasn't the one at the bridge before them. He had two companions, and they were two people that had to go out to the bridge. And then he came when he was finished. So we figured out we're going to have to go before them. So we all went before them, and it made a bunch of sense. We all went out there. We finished our lunch quickly. We went over to the bridge. We captured the bridge. We took it over. We made our own restaurant, and we called it something like Fish Fillet or something like that. We had something you could buy absolutely anything here. It was an everything restaurant. You could buy literally whatever you want to eat. It had every single food. It was a practical restaurant, and Ronald McDonald never tried to take it over. That bridge, tensions happened after that. Not even with the restaurant people. It was just a fight for control of that bridge. It was a petty bridge, unimportant, but of course we just had a sense of, we're going to take this because we don't want you to have it, and you're the only people that are trying to take it, so we're going to try to defend it. Over time though, like the clubs, this stuff fizzled out, and it wasn't really making that much sense. Nobody really cared about the bridge anymore. Everything just went back to being normal, like it was after the clubs, before the conflict with the bridge. Me and Juan went over, and we started going to the tree area, which I'm going to call the forest. We started going over to the forest every single time after lunch, because we kind of wanted to have some fun and, pretend to build a fort. We were currently reading, and I still read these books today, the Nathan Hale's Hazardous Tales, and they had a bunch of war stories in it, and I really like war history, so we were really happy about trying to do this. We wanted to make a mini fort, because in the top right-hand corner of the recess field, there was a big mound of like dirt and sand and sediments, and we wanted to fortify it and make a mini fort, but something that would be okay to build. Like, we'd try to get sticks and do that. So what we did, we actually had a good idea. It didn't work out the way we thought it might. We got big sticks, and it was hot, and we went over to the place where there was mud and algae. We laid these sticks in the mud and algae. We laid them together in hopes that the mud would harden the sticks overnight. Obviously, we maybe should have waited longer. We went back, and they didn't harden. We brought them over, made a little square, but things just weren't staying together. It fell apart. We also had the help of one person, Jackson. That's what his name was, and he was kind of just walking around, not really doing anything. So we invited him over to do stuff with us, and he enjoyed it. He really liked doing it too. So we included him, and it was fun. So it was us three, and we wanted to make a wall of sticks. And we tried on the bottom right-hand corner with sticks to make a wall, but we got stopped, so we couldn't do that. We tried again, but the school year ended. We weren't going back to school because hey, you're working in a school environment. You can't go to school forever. You can't work on all of your recess projects because they're not always going to get finished because you have a deadline pretty much. So clubs, they were done, as in everything with the recess, conflicts, peace, all of that stuff just fell apart, and people just forgot about it, and nobody did anything related to it anymore. So that's just the way that went down. Happy New Year's, everybody. Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for watching this video. We are almost at 125 subscribers, which, by the way, that's a quarter of one. That's 1/8 of 1,000. So thank you guys all for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I will see you all next time. Bye.